Hi, I'm Steve Thompson, president of Emery Thompson Machine.
I'm Christi Brown, vice president of sales and marketing.
Welcome back. You were traveling the hinterland last week, and while you were gone, our Nielsen ratings dropped like a stone. So the customers are very happy that you're back. Oh, and look, we have a couple of guests today. Hi, girls. Hi. If you can see them, this is Stella, and that's Sammy over there. I'm going to start because I have a real fun one.
Okay.
Mine is how to make the perfect milkshake. And I had to go doing some research on this because it's buried in our videos going back to, I think, 2016 when Tie-Dye Jeff did it. And I made a couple of slight changes to it, but not by much. So you might want to write this down. You'll probably have to back up the tape and listen to it, but this will be a great milkshake. Technically, it could be called a malted milk, but to me, it's just a general milkshake. So we're going to use the ice cream mix that we make our ice cream with. I like to use a 10% fat because it's higher heat here in Florida, and I like lower fat. So I'm going to use 9 ounces of the dairy blend, 1 scoop of ice cream. You can put in 2 if you like. A tablespoon of Carnation milk powder. That's available in any supermarket. Carnation milk powder, 1 tablespoon, and about a half an ounce to an ounce of a good pure vanilla extract. I use Lockheed vanilla, and if you'd like information on that, I can get it for you. So real quick again, 9 ounces of dairy mix, 1 to 2 scoops of ice cream, 1 tablespoon of Carnation milk powder, 3/4 of an ounce to ounce of vanilla, and you got a wonderful, incredible milkshake that you can get, say, $9 for quite easily. Your turn.
All right. Well, mine is, should I buy the stand with my CB350? And I'm going to tell you yes. Reason is the stand is built specifically for the CB350. It weighs about 300 pounds, so any table that you do put it on needs to be extremely sturdy. If you get a table, I have heard from customers, the legs are very far apart. The table will start to bow in the middle, so just be sure if you don't purchase the stand to get one that has good supports all throughout. We also provide the hardware that comes with the stand to bolt the machine to it, so that way it doesn't vibrate off. It has casters that you can wheel it around anywhere you want and lock it into place. So it's definitely a great investment to go with your CB350. And
that was designed for me because the NBA is never going to hire me to be a basketball player. So you how much I know about basketball. So it was designed for my height. I'm 5'7.5" on a good day, and we've lowered the stand down so that I can tip the product into the machine like this instead of putting it on a work table when you're up like this, and that gets really tiring. So It's got the dual purpose of this being sturdy and works for a lot of people my height, especially women. This is a complicated one. I'll try to make it easier. What certifications does Emery Thompson carry? We are certified under National Sanitation Foundation and Underwriters Laboratories. Just to give you, these are American companies, and they determine, is your machine built to exacting electrical standards and sanitary standards. NSF goes back to 1944. They've been around that long. That's the National Sanitation Foundation. And Underwriters Laboratories, UL, which you've heard of a lot, goes back to 1894. So they've been around a long time. You'll see other certifications, but these are the ones that are always accepted in the United States, and they are the gold standard of the world. There's also ETL, which is a European electrical standard, and comparable to UL, but UL is what's accepted in the United States. There's also something called CE, which is seen a lot throughout Europe and in China. CE is not officially recognized by the United States of America, and in my humble opinion, CE for cleanliness is nothing more than a letter that the manufacturer writes and says, we promise to build a good machine. But you're going to find it is probably accepted, even though it's not officially accepted by the government, it's probably accepted by most health inspectors in the United States. So what we have is the top-of-the-line gold standards, National Sanitation Foundation, NSF, and UL.
All right. Well, my next one is about the little guy, the CB200. There's been a growing popularity in those coming the last few months, which is a good thing. It's a great machine. And so I always get asked, well, how do I know when I have enough in my machine? Or how do I know I'm going to get the right formula? It's so easy. It's a very easy rule of thumb. 2 quarts of liquid no matter what you're going to make. Whether it's 2 quarts of dairy mix or a quart of juice and another quart of this juice, as long as it equals 2 quarts altogether. And you'll learn by your second batch that you've made that you have already figured out your formula. There's no need to go into extensive testing, no need to panic. Just start buying stuff and dumping it into the machine and make sure it's got 2 quarts of liquid and you're good.
And do like Christi. Don't be afraid to experiment. Christi's got a CB200 at home, and she's constantly experimenting, coming up with new great flavors. That's half the fun of having a machine, is inventing your own flavors. And Christi does excellent ones. I produce, no offense to my dogs, I produce some real dogs of flavors, but at least I try. My last question is, and I hope I haven't done this one before, but it gets asked all the time. Do I have to rinse between batches? If you went from chocolate to vanilla, then of course, yes, you'd have to rinse. You're going to leave a little bit left in the machine, very, very small amount. But a chocolate to vanilla would contaminate the vanilla ice cream, so yes, you would do a warm rinse, maybe 15, 20 seconds, rinse it out, and now you're good to go. But what you want to do though is plan your ice cream so you don't have to rinse. So you're going to make all the vanilla ice creams. Well, what more is there besides vanilla? Well, there's butterscotch swirl, there's chocolate swirl, there's raspberry swirl. The swirl is added as the ice cream's coming out of the machine, so in the machine it's still vanilla. Then we can go to the fruit flavors, and you work your way from lightest down. So you might do strawberry first, then Bordeaux cherry. There's a little bit of strawberry left in the machine. The Bordeaux cherry will cover it up. They're both fruits. From Bordeaux cherry down to black raspberry. And of course, you're making multiple batches. You're not going to make just one. You're building an inventory. And maybe finish it off with a pistachio nut salad. So the idea is you look at your flavor list for today and you see what can I combine so that I don't have to rinse out the machine. But if you do, you're only talking a few seconds. It's not a big deal. And I guess that's it for today.
I didn't do 3.
You didn't do 3? I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, sorry.
To follow up on that, notice how Steve said nut was the last one. There's a reason for that. Always make sure, no matter what you're doing for the day, your very last batch of the day is any nut product. You need to break down your entire machine top to bottom if you run any type of nuts, peanut butter, even though pistachio isn't one that, is a nut allergy to most, but it can be, and you don't want to take that chance. Do we still have time, Mike?
Yep, a minute and a half.
Oh, a minute and a half. Good.
Oh, well, super fast talking. Do you ship to me? Absolutely. Just this morning I did Ireland, Chile, and the Philippines. I sent out 3 quotes this morning to all over the country. We ship direct to you. There's no middleman, so if you ever need to order a machine, you call us right away, and we'll get you taken care of.
Are you saying that you ship Chile to Ireland?
No,
or you shipped a
Chile,
machine?
the country.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.